Our Damon joins us from the Iraqi capital. Ara, bring us up to date exactly what happened and what we know happened early this morning in Baghdad.
Well, Monita, we know very little details as to where these executions took place, exactly what time did they happen. What we do know from Badir Arif, one of the defense attorneys, is that in fact Awad Bandar, former chief judge of the Revolutionary Court, and Barzan Ibrahim, Saddam Hussein's half-brother and head of Iraq's intelligence agency that feared Mukhabarat, were executed at some point before dawn this morning. Now, the Iraqi government would have tried to avoid all of the mistakes, all of the errors that really marred the executions of Saddam Hussein, saying that the executions took place at a different location. At that point, really, that is all that we know. However, we did speak again with Badir Arif, one of the defense lawyers. He is Awad Bandar's defense lawyer and says that he spoke with al-Bandar's son, who says that he received a phone call from the U.S. military at some point yesterday telling him to come and pick up his father's belongings. He says that he then received a phone call this morning saying that he could come and pick up his father's body. That is Awad al-Bandar's son. Now, these executions were the cause of much controversy in terms of when they should take place and how they should take place. Remember, the Iraqi government is still trying to recover from the execution of Saddam Hussein and all of the controversy really that surrounded that. For the Iraqi government, these executions were meant to bring closure, were meant to bring the end of an era. What we saw in the aftermath of the execution of Saddam Hussein, after that cell phone footage was leaked that really stamped his execution as being an act of sheer revenge, was a backlash against the Iraqi government. We saw increasing divides between Sunnis and Shias here in Iraq. What the Iraqi government had promised the Iraqi people was that those same mistakes would not be repeated in the executions of Barzan Ibrahim and Awad Bandar, Saddam Hussein's two co-defendants. What we are probably going to see right now is the Iraqi government trying to keep a very tight lid on exactly what happened in those gallows. The Iraqi government really only going to want its footage released, this time taking extra precautions to make sure there is no more cell phone footage released, only going to want its version of what happened to be made public. Again, they did promise the Iraqi people that the same mistakes would not be made. This is an incredibly sensitive time for this government. Not only did they have to deal with the aftermath, the debacle really of the execution of Saddam Hussein, but they are also dealing with a security crisis on their hands, with a population that has increasingly little faith in them. Now, the executions of Awad Bandar and Barzan Ibrahim, again, did take place, according to Badir Arif, one of the defense attorneys, sometime before dawn this morning. This despite calls that we heard as recently as yesterday from other members of the Iraqi government that this government should not rush to execute Saddam Hussein's two co-defendants. Remember, they did have until January 27th to carry this out. But again, according to Badir Arif, defense attorney, Awad al-Bandar, former chief judge of the Revolutionary Court, the man whose signature signed the death sentence for at least 148 members of Dujail, has been executed, as has Barzan Ibrahim, Saddam Hussein's half-brother and the former head of the intelligence here at the feared Mukhabarat.